Salute! Hello everyone, my name is Law and welcome to my world. Today we're going to be talking about something that used to be so important back in the earlier days of Overwatch, around like Season 1, Season 2, even Season 3, right before the tank meta had dropped. And yes, we're talking about comboing. Comboing used to be so important back when I first started playing Overwatch. It was the main thing we used to discuss back in the spawn rooms and whatnot. But for some reason around the season, I don't really see it as much. I don't see it as talked about inside the spawn rooms. We more or less just pick our best characters and we just try to run with it. Now, that can and cannot be a problem, but you know what? Let's go to the war room and let's get it. Now, first off, inside the lower rankings, because I've never gotten into Diamond yet, the main combos I normally see people use is like Zarya, Genji, Zarya, Hanzo, Ana, Genji, Ana, Soldier, and those are like the basics, like things that anybody can necessarily pick up and do. Like it's not really like tricky to like pick up, and then most of the time, that's it. That's the only combo that we have inside the entire team. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing because these people might be playing like their best character, Zarya and Soldier, or Zarya and Hanzo. That might be that team's best character. But if we're only able to use that one combo, that might end up becoming a problem for us later on because we don't have anything else to try to capitalize on wins. Let me give you an example. Me and my friends were at Gibraltar. At Gibraltar, we were able, or eventually, like at first, we were getting like wiped, like it was horrible. Eventually, we were able to turn the tides, and before the enemy team could capture the third point, we were able to stop them. Right, solid defense. Eventually, after we, sync together, synergize, and we got it all together. When it came down for our turn to attack, we had the hardest time, specifically with a Junkrat that was hiding, very strategically in areas that we didn't have characters that could easily get to him. We also ended up having to deal with a Mei and actually a pretty good Soldier. But what happened is that, because I normally play tanks, Reinhardt to be specific, as I'm pushing up and as we're like, doing all the engagements and whatnot, I noticed that we're not like getting any type of edge. After that, hard right, hard left around the ship or whatnot, we could not get past that point. And I got so frustrated that I had asked, like, what is going on? What do we need? And everybody, was kind of like, I have no idea. Like, I don't know why we're not winning this. So I looked at the roster and I realized, they have Mei, they have Junkrat, they have Soldier. All characters that, are necessarily really hard, like really good defensive characters in honesty. But what I noticed is that oftentimes the Soldier would get picked off before the Mei and the Junkrat. And I realized that if we had a Pharah to focus on that Soldier, kill him immediately, the Junkrat and the Mei wouldn't be able to easily counter her. So I asked our resident DPS, hey, Genji, can you go ahead and swap to Pharah so we can just go ahead and take this point and win it? Because we've been doing this forever. And Genji replies that he does not know how to play Pharah. I had gotten so frustrated that I immediately switched off of Reinhardt, and in less than 30 seconds, we had won the point. Now, granted, it wasn't easy. Like, the first thing I wanted to do was get on top of the ship, get out of line of sight, get healing or whatnot, and try to pick off the Soldier immediately because I didn't want to get shot immediately because I knew he would, like, focus me. But he had ended up getting taken out by somebody else, him along with a Winston. And that only left Reinhardt, Junkrat, Mei, and a Mercy. And I knew Mercy was going to be super important because she, may or may not have res. So I ended up jumping down off of the ship. I ended up killing the Junkrat. I ended up killing the Mercy by accident, killed the Mei, and got behind Ryan and noticed Ryan didn't realize I was behind him. He was blocking people in front of him and didn't realize he was getting blasted in the back by me. We ended up capturing that point in less than 30 seconds. Now, granted, that has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with alt comboing, but the important thing in that is that Pharah is not my best character. Pharah is somebody I picked up, I believe, back in like season 1 and season 2, just to, get a DPS character. And I just wanted somebody, I don't particularly remember. I just knew I wanted to play her. She was really difficult for me at first. I ended up playing her a lot. And then, it got somewhat easy with her. The only thing I didn't really learn is how to concussion blast to dodge certain things. But eventually I can, pick it up. I don't really practice it much though. Anywho, the thing was that even though Pharah wasn't my best character, I had a pool of characters that I had learned to play back in season 1, season 2, and even still now today, that I will pick up, practice, play, just so that whenever the situation dictates that we need me or anybody else to swap off or swap onto other characters, I can actually somewhere at, not even maybe like at an advanced level, but even at the most basic of levels, play that character just enough to do what the team needs me to do. And that's what's important. Now, I'll give you an idea of like a horrible team comp, right? Horrible team comp could be like Rein, Roadhog, Genji, Sombra, Zen, and Lucio. Now, granted, that might be everybody's absolute main. Like, they are absolutely amazing with all of these characters. But the problem is that when it comes down to those really crucial points where it's like whoever has the best ults are gonna win, that team probably isn't gonna make it far when it comes down to that. Why? Because there are no combos for that entire team. Like, granted, there's Zen, Lucio. Like, you might, your team might be getting wiped like immediately and they're losing like health like rapidly, and you can use Zen and Lucio to sustain them a little bit longer to get through some really important team wipes or combos that might happen. But the thing is what are you gonna do after that? Like, what? Like, is Reinhardt gonna Earth Shatter to like Sombra, or is Genji gonna blade with Roadhog's whole hog? Come on now, like, that's not gonna get you anywhere. That's not even like a decent combo. A good combo would be somebody. Let's think of a good team. Like Reinhardt, Diva, Genji, Soldier, Mercy, and Ana. Right? You have Nano Genji, you have Nano Soldier, you have Nano Rein, which used to be super OP back when she first started, right? You even have like Rein and Diva. Like, Diva can pop her out behind the enemy team Reinhardt. I got this from Mickey, actually. Behind the enemy team's Reinhardt, get him to turn around to shield his team. If they're they run behind him and they're on your side, you can use Reinhardt to Earth Shatter at that point and either A, drop the enemy Rein, who might be shielding one or two extra characters, or B, Earth Shatter the entire team or whatnot and get that that team wipe. Because one of the most important things, especially at a pro Overwatch level, is that you'll see pros not use pop 6 ults all at one time just to kill the entire team. No, majority of the time they will only use about 2 ults. Why? Because the moment you use 2 ults, right, you can essentially wipe a team. They have to regather themselves and figure out what's their next plan of attack. After they come out, you pop 2 more. They, of course, are going to run back, or you might just scare them off, or you might team wipe them again. They're going to come back. You pop 2 more. By the time they come back after the 3rd team wipe, your first set of ults probably are, like, if not, ready to go again, and you can just rinse and repeat. Now, in that, you could probably, deny a team about 2.5 to about 5 minutes, possibly, like, depending on what the skill of it is, from touching the point. That in itself could absolutely destroy a team and absolutely grant wins the fastest way possible. But that can only come with synergizing with your team, going inside the spawn room, telling them, hey guys, I think we should pick this character and this character. Are you any good with this character? Anything you can do to synergize ults with anybody on your team is going to be crucial to winning. And at the same time, you have to communicate. You must communicate with your team in order to figure out exactly when you're going to do something. Hey, we're about to pop these 2 ults. Nobody else pop ults unless the situation dictates it, unless we need something that, we're going to need to survive. Something where if we don't pop this 3rd or 4th ult, then we could absolutely lose this entire game. Don't just pop it just because, we killed 5 of them, there's 1 guy left, might as well. Like, no. Like, save that. Save that for that crucial point, because you never know. You absolutely never know when you might need it. And you would always rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. That's all I have for you all today. If you enjoyed what you saw, go ahead and leave a like. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing, can't even talk right now. I would really appreciate it. If you have any idea for any amazing comps or any ideas, please consider leaving a comment inside of the comment section. Unless you have just thought of something by listening to this video, you thought of something that could be the most amazing team comp. Don't take what I took, or don't take what I said. I apologize. then guard that like a national treasure, because the moment people figure out about that, they're going to exploit it, and then everybody's going to know and everybody's going to use it, and you're going to be like, ugh. So until next time, everybody, until the next war, Eddie's.